Welcome to the Chapter 4 Math Review. Let's get started. Vocabulary. Use a word in the box to complete each sentence. When finding the sum for 37 and 14, blank 10 ones to make 110. What do you do when you have 10 ones or more than 10 ones in the ones place and you are adding? Regroup. Good job, Luke. In 46 plus 7 equals 53, 53 is the, Nika? Good. Okay, we had to solve, it said draw a quick picture. So the quick picture, if you needed it, would be to start with 26 and then add 32. And then count up your tens and ones. Many of us are beyond that. We are very used to now adding in this way. This is something that we had to do in the beginning when we were first learning to regroup. If you don't need to draw the picture to help you, then you don't have to draw the picture to show me that you know it. I just need you to solve this part. So 6 plus 2 is 8. Do we need to regroup here? No, we've added our ones and we have less than 10 ones, so there's no reason to regroup. Move to the tens. 2 plus 3 is 5, and we have 58. Next one, if you wanted to draw the picture, we'd be starting with 5. We'd start with 53, so 5 tens and 3 ones. I'm making an imaginary 10 frame there. And then we would be adding 27. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones and 2 tens. So you can see that this is a full 10 frame. We regroup that. And we show the same thing here. So 3 plus 7 is 10. If it helps you to write the 10 over here, put the ones in the ones place, the tens in the tens place, then that's fine too. Then we add 1 plus 5 is 6, and 6 plus 2 is 8. If I decided to do 5 plus 2 equals 7 and then add on that 1, I would get the same answer because we know that that the order that we add the add-ins does not matter or does not change the answer. Okay, moving on to 3 add-ins. So it's a good idea to look for doubles facts or pairs that add to 10. That's what I always like to do. For some of you, that is not a good strategy. You like to just add the first 2 numbers first and then add on the third. Either way is fine, so I'll show you both ways. So if you were to add the first 2, you'd do 4 plus 3 equals 7. Of course, always working in the ones column first. And then 7 plus 6 is 13. The 3 goes down in the ones. The 1 goes in the tens with the other tens. Then 1 plus 4 is 5, and 2 plus 1 is 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. I'll show you if you decided to do the 4 plus 6 first is 10, and then 10 plus 3, you still get 13. So it doesn't matter the order that you add those add-ins. The sum will be the same. Another problem with 3 add-ins. So we have 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. Adding in the ones first. Moving into the tens. Do I need to regroup in this problem? No, I don't. So we do 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 plus 2 is 7. Some of you may have seen the double. 2 plus 2 is 4, and then 4 plus 3 is also 7. Okay, moving on to 4 add-ins. So we said it's easier just to do the top 2 and the bottom 2, add them together in the ones first, then add those 2 sums together. So 5 plus 2 is 7, 0 plus 2 is 2, 7 plus 2 is 9. Do I have to regroup? No, and now we move into the tens. 1 plus 4 is 5, and 3 plus 1 is 4. 5 plus 4 is also 9. Lauren's family drove to the beach. They saw 14 gulls the first day. The next day they saw 7 more gulls. How many gulls did they see in the 2 days? So 14 on the first day, 7 more on the second day. How many gulls did they see on those 2 days? Matthew. Okay, so what did you do to find the answer?
I had 4 and 7, and then I got 1, I got 11, and then I grouped and put the 1 on the top, and then it made 2.
Great. One thing I want to point out before I go any farther with what Matthew just said. When we are rewriting addition, this was a lesson that we completed in the math book. We need to make sure that the 1s are lined up with the 1s and the 10s are lined up with the 10s. So when we are adding 14 and 7, the 4 and the 7 need to be in that 1's house. And then the 110 can be in the 10's house. If you do this, you are going to get a different answer. Because we're putting that 7 that should be in the 1's house, we're putting that in the 10. Now we're giving it a value of 70 because we just put it in the 10's house. Does that make sense? See the difference? So when we do this, like Matthew said, 4 plus 7 is 11. He put the 1 in the 1's house, the 10 in the 10's house, and then 1 plus 1 is 2, and you get 21. See how different the two answers are? Okay, so if you put a 1's digit in the 10's house, you are changing the value of it and you're making it worth 70 now. That is not what the problem said. It said 7. Is that clear? Okay. So obviously, if this were multiple choice, you would see that 84 was not an option, and then you would probably catch your mistake. But we just want to make sure that we are keeping track of where we placed our 10s and our 1s. Okay, Mr. O'Brien visited a lighthouse. He climbed 26 stairs. Okay, 26 is modeled right here for you. And then he climbed 64 more stairs to the top. How many stairs did he climb in the lighthouse? Now, this is where the way that I taught you and the way that the book is showing are different. So when we did these problems and we were adding 26 plus 64, we put a dot on top of one of the 1s and an X on top of the other so we could see the difference. And we filled a complete 10 frame first before we started on another 10 frame. Give me a thumbs up if you remember that little trick that I showed you. Okay. So it gets a little bit confusing because then the way the book is showing you is that you would have to move these 1s up into the other 10 frame. And that, for me, that's a little bit confusing. So let's ignore this, pretend it's not there. Let's do these as the dots, and let's do 4 1s for 64. Okay? Here's our 2 10s for 26. Here's our 6 10s for 64. So do you see how the way we've been representing it is a little bit different from the way the book showed you? I think this is more clear. I think most of you agree. So now we can see that this whole 10 frame, we also did that. We circled it because it's full, and now we moved it into the 10's house. So now you can see very clearly that the sum on this one is, Elizabeth, 90. Very good. And if you wanted to just rewrite and just without the picture, 26 plus 64, you make sure your 10s and 1s are lined up. 6 plus 4 is 10. And then 2 plus 6 is 8, and 1 more is 9. So you get the same answer. Nicole made a necklace. She used 13 red beads. She used 28 blue beads. How many beads did she use? So we are going to add these two numbers together, 13 and 28. 3 plus 8 is 11. And 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 2 is 4. So we get 41. Fill in the bubble for the correct answer choice. Scott baked 24 muffins. He placed 15 on the plate. How many muffins are not on the plate? So this I think we should look at as a part whole. So here's the 24 muffins. Here are the 15 that are on the plate. What number of muffins is not on the plate? So it's going to be 15 plus the unknown number of muffins not on the plate equals 24. Luca? 9 muffins is correct. So 9 is the other part when one part is 15. Carlos is at the museum. There are 23 people in his group. There are 36 people in a second group. There are 44 people in a third group. How many people are in the 3 groups? So we are adding together 23, 36, and 44 people. 3 groups, 3 numbers of people. Tell me about the ones. What do you see? Tim?
There's a 10 in the 1.
Yep. There's a 10, and then the 10 plus 3 gives you 13. 3 goes in the 1's house, 1 goes in the 10's house. And then we have to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. And what do we get, Tim? 7 plus 3 is 7, 8, 9. Okay, good. So we get 10 in the 10's place now. There's no other place to regroup to, so we just write down that 10, and we get an answer of 103. Amy picked 57 strawberries. Her mother picked 34 strawberries. How many strawberries did they pick? Joanna?
91.
Okay, so we have 57 and 34. Add them together. 7 plus 4 is 11. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 91. That was it. Okay, Mike saw 17 blue cars and 25 green cars at the store. How many cars did he see? Write a number sentence with a square for the missing number, and then explain the number, how the number sentence shows the problem. So your number sentence should be, Matthew? Number sentence, just number sentence.
17 plus 25
Equals box. Okay. So now we have to explain how the number sentence shows the problem. So 17 is the number of blue cars. 25 is the number of green cars. We add them together. To find the total number of cars. So just by explaining where these numbers are coming from and what they represent, we are explaining how the number sentence matches the word problem. That might be an extra credit type question. Ling saw these 4 signs at the theater. Okay, so we have section A, B, C, and D, each with a different number of seats. Which 2 sections have 58 seats in all? And then draw or write how you solve the problem. So this is the method that you need to do here. You need to guess, put 2 numbers together, find a sum, and then check. Does it equal 58? And if it does, then you're done. And if it doesn't, you have to find 2 more numbers and try again. So there is some strategy to doing this. And the strategy that I suggested to some of you was to look in the ones place and to see if there are digits in the ones on any pair of numbers that you know will add to give you the sum of 8. Because we know that our sum has an 8 in the ones place. So if you set up an imaginary blank addition problem, and you have 58 in the sum, and you draw this line here just to make it clear that we're adding ones and tens, and we look at these ones. Well, I look at these first two sections and I see that there's a 5 in the ones place here and a 3 in the ones place here. And I know that 5 plus 3 is 8. So I'm going to try these two numbers. 35 plus 43. 5 plus 3 is 8. Good. 3 plus 4 is 7. No good. So I might just put a slash through that. I'm not going to erase it because when we're doing guess and check, it's nice for our teacher to be able to see all the different tries that we did. Okay, so now let's try, let's look at the next two numbers. So we have section B and section C. So we have a 3 in the ones place here and a 7 in the ones place here. Will 3 plus 7 give us an 8? No, it will give us a 0 in the ones place, right? So then that's not going to work. Let's see. Let's try these two. So this is a 7 and a 3 again, section C and D. So those two aren't going to work. Let's see. What about section A and section C? So 35 and 17. So 5 plus 7 is 12. That would give us a 2 in the ones place. Is that going to work? No. Let's see. 35 plus 23. Okay, here's another 3. We know that that worked last time. Let's check out the tens. 5 plus 3 equals 8. That's good. 3 plus 2 equals 5. We found our answers. So this one was section A, and this one was section D. So explain how you found the numbers that have a sum of 58. I tried different combinations. Now, did I add all of these different pairs of numbers? No. I only added the ones that I knew would give me an 8 in the ones place. That was part of my strategy. So I tried different combinations of numbers. I looked for digits in the ones place. That would add to 8. Okay, that will do it for chapter 4. Say goodbye, everybody.